Happy Monday, ladies and gentlemen. Happy Sunday to the folks who listen early and late once after release. But it is episode 57, season 2 of the Daily Intermission podcast. I'm in studio. My name's Greg. I'm joined by Nate. How are we doing?
We're doing good. It is an absolute heat wave out there these days. Holy hell.
It's the hottest week that I can remember.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have the best long-term memory, that being said, but...
short-term.
Yeah, or just memory in general.
Yeah.
But
it's fading quickly.
What's it been, 35 degrees for the last,
Yeah, it's been crazy here.
feeling like 40?
Yeah, it's been almost undoable. I'm an absolute sweat pig.
Oh, bud. I've been absolutely dripping as well. But, yeah, lots of hydration going on. But I can't complain, man. I actually really enjoy it.
Yeah, well, you can't. Yeah. Then you just complain about how cold it is during the winter, and then you're like, oh, I wish I could go back to those heat waves.
Yeah, exactly. So, no, I actually, my favorite part of the day, Nate, is probably that 7 to 9 window where it's kind of cooling down. It's still nice out. Anyway, it's a beautiful time in the Annapolis Valley right now where we're recording. But, Nate, we're going to hop into the pregame show. I will say that quarter 1 is the MLB, quarter 2 is the NHL. We got halftime show, a fan favorite, the Playbook.
The Playbook.
Quarter 3, we'll move into some NFL talk, and quarter 4 bring us home with a little bit of NBA news. But in the pregame show, Nate, we have to talk about Andrew Tate.
Yes, we do.
This man has taken over the internet. He's taken over TikTok, our predominant app, almost overnight, it feels like. In the last few weeks, he's dominated For You pages. Now he is really climbing into the North American social scene, doing serious work. I mean, he was on Dave Portnoy's podcast. He was on a Twitch stream with Aiden. I don't know much about Aiden, but I know he's the biggest Twitch streamer. He's kind of a weird dude, man.
Dude, yeah. He's I'm not going to straight up come out here and call him a tool.
Yeah.
But, man, he's damn close.
Oh, man, for sure. And then now he's with the Nelk Boys right now, so he's really climbing into the North American scene. So this Andrew Tate guy is a 4-time world champion kickboxer. He ran online female chat rooms for a while. Then he bought a casino. I mean, he's built his wealth from nothing. I mean, he's a mega millionaire now in Romania. He drives around like a $9 million Bugatti. It's outrageous.
Well,
but
there was some video where he's saying he was the world's first trillionaire.
No.
Yeah, man. It's just no, you're not, man.
Yeah, that's
you know what I mean?
Yeah. You're not a part of Amazon or Facebook.
Exactly.
So you're not a trillionaire.
Yeah.
But it's been so interesting to watch him, and his takes, man, are hot, and he's very opinionated. He's a smart guy.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, he says these things for clips. He runs this Hustlers University as well, I should know, and it's about $50 a month, and you go in and you can kind of choose which avenue you want to take on. And I guess he's got 100,000 subscribers to that. I mean, he's doing amazing, amazingly well.
University.
And very intriguing individual, this Andrew Tate.
Yeah, I was doing a little more ground digging on the guy.
Okay.
So before he got big too, he was on the reality show Big Brother.
Okay.
In the UK.
Yeah.
And he ended up getting booted off.
No way.
Because I guess some video surfaced of him doing pornography with some chick.
No way.
So they booted him off the show. Yeah.
Oh, geez. So he's mixed it up in that scene as well.
Yeah.
Very, very diverse individual.
But the guy it seems like at every point of his life is just kind of had it figured out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So just because I mean, that's a good starting point for you. Big Brother, a lot of people will go on that show in the States and then they're just influencers forever.
Yeah. You're a world champion fighter.
Yeah.
Then you're in the reality TV scene.
Yeah.
Now you're crushing social media.
Reality TV too is such a good entry point for anybody.
For sure.
My goodness.
You just automatically become famous.
Yeah, exactly. It's
for
ridiculous.
sure.
Love Island. And
Yes.
Hot or Not.
Yes.
Look at Harry Jowsey.
Exactly.
That guy's huge, man.
Massive.
Yeah. All he did was go around and try to bang chicks on a TV show.
And then he was banging chicks in LA. He was making his rounds.
Yeah.
I mean, Charlie Jordan comes to mind, Taylor Holder's ex-girlfriend. I mean, these are all people that you may not have heard of, but they're all kind of TikTok stars. And now he's dating that girl that was an absolute rocket on is it Too Hot to Handle they were on?
Yeah, that was the show he was on.
Yeah, and then she was on season 3, and then now they're linking up. But anyway,
that relationship has no shot.
No, that's the scene that we are aware of, but we don't follow as closely as sports. But Nate, I did want to bring up a movie that I watched last night called Hustle on Netflix.
Yeah.
Adam Sandler production. Man, this is a must watch, and I don't know if I'm it's just been so long since I've sat down and really watched a movie, but being a sports fan, and it was just so well done. And it's tough to integrate professional sports and tell a story as well, and integrate all these superstars as well. Chris Middleton, Kyle Lowry's in it. Anthony Edwards is kind of like the villain in the movie, but Boban. Yeah, it's an incredible film, and I really enjoyed it. And so, yeah, give it a check out on Netflix. Hustle.
Yeah, I'm going to have to check it out myself.
Definitely, man. Adam Sandler.
It had high rave. Like a few group chats I was in, being like, "Boys, got to watch Hustle." I just haven't got around to it, but I'll be checking it out.
Absolutely.
You're saying Adam Sandler?
Yeah, man. He's just such a this guy, man. He's a workaholic. I mean, he must put out 3 movies a year. Yeah. Mostly on Netflix, because I think Netflix has got a huge contract with. Is it Happy Madison? Is that his? Yeah, I think it is. So, yeah. Happy Madison Productions. But no, he does such a great job, man. Some of my favorite. What do you think your top? 3 Adam Sandler movies are? Grown Ups is number 1 for me. Like that, when I was in like grade 10, grade 9, like when that came out, man, I thought that was the fun. Like I thought that trio or that quintuplet of actors: Kevin James, Chris Rock. You had what's a blonde-haired guy? David Spade, and then googly-eyed guy.
Yeah, I know who you mean, but there's no way. They also always have Nick Swartzen.
Yes,
He's one of my favorite stand-up comedians. He's always just got some random backup role. Like he's the bus driver on Grown Ups. He's just like on meth or something. Dude, he's hilarious. He was in Reno 911. Do you remember that show?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was the.
There's another guy too. He just looks like he was Wiley in Grown Ups, but he's like a homeless guy in Mr. Deeds. Yeah. He just looks like an absolute lunatic. Yeah. But no, they do such a great job, man. Adam Sandler has fun with his job, and he's such a great actor. So definitely one of my favorites, man.
Yeah. No, I'm. Yeah, you said Grown Ups. I'm trying to think of like another one right off the top of my head.
Yeah, Billy Madison's really good. Yeah. Mr. Deeds.
I mean, what was it? 50 First Dates was him, right?
50 First Dates.
Yeah. I mean, that's a tearjerker.
Oh yeah.
Back in the day, Click.
Yeah, Click.
I think Click was a bit of a write-off, really. But,
for sure. But I mean,
he's got a ton of movies.
You think about probably 30, 40 you could think of if you really sat down with some brain power with friends,
Sure.
He's just 8 Crazy Nights was one, like a cartoon.
8 Crazy Nights, the cartoon, is an absolute gold mine. That is a hilarious movie.
Oh, man.
I'll watch that sometime this Christmas.
Yeah, he's a beauty. But no, Hustle, must watch on Netflix. Nate, in the UFC scene, it was UFC London. It was a fight night. Aspinall versus Blades. It was a quick fight. I mean, Aspinall, this was back-to-back fight cards where we've seen a guy like blow out a shoulder with Ortega in the headliner fight, and then this Aspinall blew out his knee like 15 seconds into the fight. You don't often see that in the UFC. You'd think it would happen more.
You would.
Yeah.
But yeah, it doesn't happen. That's stuff when you're drinking with your buddies and you see a knee rip out, that's just, that makes the night almost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, not like disrespect to the fighter, but like,
yeah,
I don't know. You're looking for either a knockout or some sort of like
submission,
Anderson Silva broken leg, something like that.
Yeah,
you want to watch those things that are going to go viral
for sure. But I think that the people who dominated the fight card, which we knew were Molly and Patty, the two individuals from Liverpool. They're electric. They've got some sort of relationship with Barstool Sports because Dave Portnoy was there. So Molly, I don't know her last name, Nate, but Molly ends up winning her fight, jumps over the cage, jumps into Dave Portnoy's arms, and then Patty the baddie, Patty Pimblett comes out, rear naked choke, wins, jumps into David Portnoy again. I mean, he's probably paying them, and obviously we know that the UFC fighters don't do incredibly financially.
Yeah. Well, what is it, 9%? Is that right?
Yeah.
When we did the percentages? Yeah. Which is ridiculous.
Because typically, like, sports leagues are 50-50 revenue share.
Yeah.
And so you think, I think it's 9 to 16%. I forget what
it was.
That's
bound to change here pretty soon.
Absolutely.
It has to, man.
But no. This character, Patty Pimblett in the UFC, I mean, every league dreams of a guy like this.
Yeah.
He's an absolute lunatic. He's so outgoing. He said he was going to teabag the guy like it was Modern Warfare 2. He did just that.
It's ridiculous.
But he comes out to Nate afterwards and he says, and he has a nice men's mental health speech, which I thought was pretty cool. Use your platform. He said he'd rather have his friend cry on his shoulder than go to his funeral the next week. I mean, I really respect Patty Pimblett, man. Not only being an absolute lunatic, like you got to be in the fight scene promoting your fight, but also using your stage to kind of bring light to a tough topic to talk about.
For sure. And even that weirdest what did he say the other day? He's like, I'm the weirdest guy in the whole thing.
Yep.
Hilarious.
Yeah,
man. Yeah. He's
think you can outweird me?
Yeah.
I'm the weirdest.
Licking somebody's ear pretty quick.
Yeah. So, Paddy
hilarious.
Pimblett, he's certainly one of my favorites on the UFC scene. Nate, just finally in the pregame show, we've got the 3M Open going on right now. Not a huge stacked field, but Scott Piercy. This is a guy, Scott Piercy. It seems like he's been on the tour for 15, 20 years. It's got to have been. He's a great player. He is a guy I've got circled live tour. Like, you know what I mean? I'm an older guy, take the check. But he's leading the way right now, and he's walking around with one shoe. He's got a huge blister on his right foot. So after every shot, he hits it with an untied shoe, and then he just takes off his shoe and walks around.
That's so crazy. You think there'd be some way he could get that blister, like, sealed up a bit? You'd think that it wouldn't be that bad, or just like mix in a pair of shoes that aren't so damn tight, man.
Yeah, man, it's actually
it's 2022. It's a blister,
and you'd think the medical teams and the PGA Tour would be able to sew that up, or like not sew that up, but get that thing, eligible for a shoe.
Yeah. I mean, geez, man, like that can't be. It'd probably be pretty nice walking on those fairways in bare feet, though.
Dude, I love playing golf in bare feet.
Yeah,
it's the best. It's the best. Anyway, that's going to conclude the pregame show, Nate. We're going to move into the MLB, and obviously fresh off the All-Star game, which we got into last episode, but the Blue Jays come out and dismantle the Red Sox on the Friday night game. I mean, it was 25-3 at one point.
I think it ended up being 28-5.
28-5.
I've never seen that many runs in a game.
Most runs ever scored by the Blue Jays. Most runs ever given up by the Red Sox. I mean, clearly. And I felt bad for Jared Durant. It's a 6-0 game in the third inning, and there's a pop fly to center field. Jared Durant, I mean, he's a guy who's trying to make his way onto the Red Sox lineup. He comes flying in, like shallow outfield, and the ball drops just before the fence.
Yeah.
Or just before the Green Monster. And it's like, dude, what are you doing? Inside the park home run grand slam.
Well, the thing about it that was the weirdest to me is like the ball landed. He looks back at it at the wall. And he just doesn't move.
Yeah.
You know, the left fielder had to come in and get the ball. And it's like, that can't look particularly great for a guy who's trying to, you know what I mean?
Trying to crack the squad. Yeah.
So it's like, dude, you got to get back there. Like, he literally just stood still. And I think if he would have ran back, it probably would have been a triple.
Yeah.
Perhaps. Like,
I think it's Jackie Bradley Jr. who normally has the assignment in center field for the Red Sox. So he had the day off, and it was Jared Durant, and this guy did not make a good case for himself.
Dude, like, what is it? MLB 2K with the sliders up? Like, how do you get an inside the park grand slam?
It just that was that type of night, because I mean, you think after 10 runs you boys would figure it out, but there was actually 15 more pegged onto that. Actually 18 more pegged onto that.
The funniest thing I saw was it was like a text conversation back and forth between two guys.
Yep.
They were getting ready to bet on the game.
Oh no, Red Sox money line.
The guy's like, dude, I'm telling you tonight, Red Sox money line. He's like, I got a feeling. He's like, well, I don't know, man. He's like, the Jays bats have been kind of hot. He's like, then the guy replies, he's like, 2 words, Fenway Park. And the guy's like, I'm in. And then it shows the score 28-5. That's
a freezing cold take for sure. Yeah. But no, it's going to be interesting. So the Jays end up following up with Alek Manoah. Alek Manoah has been an absolute heater this year. He wins. He goes 7 strong innings, 7 Ks. Alek Manoah is a good guy for all you people in the betting world to look at for over on strikeouts. It's usually sitting around that 5. So, I mean, I like that bet. But Alek Manoah has a great outing. They win 4-1. The Blue Jays are heating up, man. And I think that they're going to have a strong second half like they did last year. It's just a matter of what they need to kind of, compile at the deadline. The deadline going to be, I think, a couple weeks from...
it's 10 days out.
10 days out.
Yeah.
So, with the deadline in 10 days, Nate, what do you think the Blue Jays need to do to strengthen?
I think maybe a little pitching. I mean, like, realistically, you look through their lineup, they're pretty, like...
They're junked.
They're pretty good.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what you're going to bring in that's going to be crazy
outside of Juan Soto.
Yeah, I mean, if you can get Juan Soto, get Juan Soto.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you've seen the package that the Nationals are, like, declining on?
No.
It's, like, 5...
Prospects?
5, like, prospects, and then, like...
A heater.
A few, like... Well, not even, just, like, a few guys who have played, like... Who are, like, kind of prospects that have played a little bit, but, like, nothing... too crazy, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So like they're asking a lot, but I mean that's pretty doable. I mean the guy's still under contract for another 2 years before he has RFA rights or whatever. So I mean, man, I'd be throwing it. Like somebody's getting him.
Oh, for sure.
So
for sure. I think that I mean he's gonna be such an amazing. I mean this guy's gonna be a Hall of Famer, man, if he stays on this trajectory. But I think a little bullpen help, Nate. I mean I think you need a couple studs in the bullpen to help out. Maybe a starter. With Ryu out for the year, and with Kikuchi not being the strongest of individuals. So
you got to load up, man, if you're going to go for it.
Yeah. this is it, man. This is a window for the Blue Jays. So it's going to be interesting to see. There's going to be movement. They're going to have some trades at the deadline. So I'm excited about that. So we'll break that down, Nate, on Friday. For Friday's episode, we'll talk a little bit about guys that are rumored to be moving and maybe some potential landing spots for those guys. So, hey, Ohtani, first start after the All-Star break, going 6 strong, looking like an absolute machine, then gives up 2 absolute bombs, 7-run inning he gives up against the Braves. Absolutely stunning. That doesn't happen too much with a guy like Ohtani.
No, it doesn't. What timing, too, after you win, go to the ESPYs and win Male Athlete of the Year?
Yeah.
Then just gives up a couple of bombs?
Yeah, exactly. We're good.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good.
Like, don't dare tell me.
I was just checking in on the recording. We're all good.
Okay.
Yeah, we're all good. The MLB inductions are just around the corner. Big Poppy's getting ready to be inducted, man. This guy was definitely my favorite baseball player of all time, man. Such a clutch player, man. I think about the Yankees series and the clutch home runs that he hit, man. He was such a freak, man. Just such a great character in Boston. So beloved. Really excited for Big Poppy. I think he's 17th all time. He's got 3 World Series rings. He's been in the All-Star game 10 times. 7 Silver Slugger awards. I mean, just an immaculate resume.
He's just like, growing up, it was just like that, he's the pinnacle.
He was the guy.
It's Big Poppy.
He's that guy. Yeah.
Speaking of the Hall, super quick.
Yep.
I saw, Pete Rose, obviously not in the Hall.
Yeah.
But I see he's making his first return to the field since 1989 for some sort of like charity event, I believe it is.
Cool.
He's been banned for life.
Yeah.
So this is the first time he's going to be on the field.
Wow.
I guess he took that in lieu of jail time.
Yes.
From betting on.
Yeah.
As the manager betting. So, yeah, obviously you're never able to do that, but it's crazy how like sports betting is now compared to like the 80s.
Yeah.
You're still not going to get away with it. But anyway, Pete Rose.
One of the most prolific hitters in the game. And I don't know, man. We talk about it all the time, Nate. Like, you want the Hall of Fame and the MLB to be a storytelling type of hall. And these people are huge parts of your games. And historians and ball fans for the rest of the time will know Pete Rose, know Barry Bonds, know Roger Clemens. Throw them in there, man. These guys were electric
I was
players.
thinking about it this morning, and it's honestly almost like as soon as like a guy starts having an unreal career like A-Rod, it's like they get CSI Miami on the guy.
I know.
You know what I mean? It's like, let's dig up absolutely anything and not get this guy in the Hall of Fame. Like, it's just like, you know what? It's like there's a picture of him with a used needle.
Yeah.
Like in the bathroom, like one of those disposals. It's like, and he's out of the Hall.
No, it's pretty sad. Nate, just quickly to wrap up the MLB, we got to give the Houston Astros a shout out because we're always raving about how well the Yankees are doing. The Astros are 62-32, 30 games above 500.
Yep, they're coming.
And if they make a big splash at the deadline, their pitching is
AL
fantastic.
playoffs are going to be absolutely sick this year.
Oh my goodness,
it's going to be unbeatable.
Well, the Astros are going to get probably the Red Sox, Jays, or first round.
Yep. Yeah. Well, they're gonna. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, well, wouldn't the Yankees would though if they end up finishing first?
Yeah.
Right.
So the both of them will get one of those two.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yes, I've forgotten that the rules have changed. Yeah. Or the thing changed a few years ago. The Twins. The Twins
are humming a bit.
Yeah,
Carlos Correa, I saw had a dinger last night.
Yeah.
So
I'm just taking a look here. I just wanted to see who was leading that division. Yeah, Twins. That one's pretty tight. I mean, like it could go.
Oh yeah, Guardians and Sox
Guardians.
are still right in there.
Yep. So I mean, Tigers and Royals are toast, but other than that, yeah, holy smokes, Astros, eh? They kind of just buzzed up there.
Big time.
Big time.
They've been on a heater, and they took care of the Yankees. I think the Yankees have lost they've lost 8 of 10 now. So,
well, it's a bad time to get hot. Is that early in the year?
Oh, for sure.
They kind of did that last year too. Remember, they were kind of struggling going in.
Yeah.
Is that? I think. I can't remember anymore.
It's going to be fun to watch, fun to follow. Obviously, it's going to be some great races, especially in the AL heading towards the playoffs. Nate, we're going to move into quarter 2 in the NHL, and there was some massive news out of the NHL. Matthew Tkachuk announced that he wanted out of Calgary, and he did just so. He gets traded to the Florida Panthers, signs a 7-year, $9.5 million deal on the AAV. But heading back to Calgary, I'm going to tip my cap to Calgary because I thought this was an amazing package in return.
Oh, I mean, especially where you're at. Like the word is out that this guy's not coming back. Yep. I just cannot believe they got Huberto Weegar a first, and then I think it's like Cole
a prospect
or something.
Yeah,
I haven't heard of the guy.
No, they're vibe.
Yeah, yeah, man. I mean, that's just honestly outlandish. I cannot believe that they were able to get that. We're
talking about Jonathan Huberto, who had 117 points this season, second in the league. We're talking about Mackenzie Weegar, who, if you follow the Florida Panthers at all the last few seasons, we're talking about Aaron Ekblad's missed, I would say upwards of 50, 60 games. Mackenzie Weegar's been the guy, the horse on their in their defensive
for sure
core. So I mean, yeah, what an incredible package to get back for Calgary. Obviously, they're 2 pending UFAs, but if you have a great season, boom, you offer them contracts.
Yeah.
If you're not having a great season, you trade them.
Well, yeah, and it's 2 guys. I mean, Huberdeau was right up there in Hart, and Weegar was like 8th in Norris voting.
Yeah.
So, I mean, these are just 2 absolute studs. I also, crazy thing, I saw Pete Blackburn tweeted, some guy who's like a Florida YouTube like hockey guy.
Yep.
Man, he predicted the trade like 3 days before.
No way.
He's like, yeah, man. He's like, if I can get Kachuk at like 24, he's like, I'd give him Huberdeau, Weegar, like a first. He's like, and this is like he predicted the future. He's like, I'd rather take Kachuk at 24 than I would at Huberdeau at almost 30 now.
Yeah.
For like the next 8 years, which is like, you know, a fair point.
Yeah.
It's just like a tough guy to give up.
For sure. You know, Paul Maurice is excited about it too because he got his fair share, or just, you know, being in the Western market, knows a lot about the Matthew Tkachuk. But no, what a great trade. I think, you know, both teams are certainly excited about their acquisitions. I mean, we look at Florida and losing in the second round in a sweeping fashion. I think they wanted to change things up a little bit, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll preview the season obviously later on this summer. But Nate, Seattle acquires Oliver Bjorkstrand, he's a 60-point guy. Not a bad pickup.
Man, he has some like little streaks where he goes like he's a solid late round fantasy guy.
You look at a Columbus box score. Bjorkstrand was.
He's generally in it.
Yeah, he was in it, man.
I know. I couldn't believe. Like, I know they got to do the salary dump or whatever it is just to move the guy. But I mean, like, dude, a 3rd and a 4th for this guy. Like,
I know.
Hell, dude, I don't get it sometimes.
I know, and especially too. I mean, with Columbus having a bit of, you know, they've been acquiring some studs, and you want to have a solid squad.
I just find it weird they paid Goodbranson $4 million,
dude.
Like, I mean, man, like no disrespect.
Such an overpayment, man.
Yeah, dude, he's terrible.
Oh man,
like $4 million, and then you're gonna let Bjorkstrand go. His salary was only a little higher. Man, it's just weird.
For sure. PLD, Nate, I do mention that a guy staying in Columbus is Patrick Laine on a 4-year, 8.7 AAV. And then Pierre-Luc Dubois signs a 1-year, $6 million contract to stay in Winnipeg. All signs are pointing that he's going to be heading to Montreal here eventually.
Yeah, I mean, he just accepted the qualifying offer or whatever it is of $6 million. Yeah. I mean, he's looking to go to Montreal. He's made that quite public. So yes. I'd assume he'll be going there pretty quick.
Absolutely.
They'll be after him hard.
Absolutely.
French guy?
Yeah, oh my gosh.
There's their 1C.
Oh, 100%.
Like, bump Suzuki down. You're actually looking all right.
Man, it's time to move into some darker times in the hockey world, Nate. So obviously we talked about last episode, the 2018 World Junior team and all of the news surrounding that. The 2003 World Junior team from Halifax is now under investigation. This is an interesting case. So obviously there's a case where there was a hotel room, a vulnerable female, and players involved, and that's kind of where I'll go with it. But apparently there was a video involved, and we're talking about 2003, so apparently there's a VHS tape.
They grabbed the team camera.
Team camera.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
And the cherry on top here is Jordan Tutu's biography has a piece in the biography about this situation.
Yeah. It's a weird setup, man. It's just like a weird thing to be like kind of bragging about in the book in general, I thought. You know, I looked at it, I was like, sick, dude. Like, unreal. You know what I mean? You're just like talking about banging, like having sex with girls in your biography. It's like what?
Especially too, just due to the fact that he was an alcoholic. He lost his brother to suicide. Like, there's just so many things that you could have surrounding that book to make it very powerful. And then he decides to add in this clip. But anyway, that is going to be headlining news along with the 2018 World Juniors. But we're not done yet. Owner of the Edmonton Oilers, Daryl Katz, he's been, you know, I don't want to say has been convicted, but he has been alleged. Is alleged the word, Nate? I'm kind of going through a bit of a... has allegedly paid a 17-year-old girl $75,000 for sexual intercourse. The mom of the minor was involved as well with the money. It seemed like a bit of a sex trafficking.
She knew about it?
Oh, she took the money.
Oh, man, that is the most twisted shit I've ever heard in my life.
So it's going to be interesting. So if he's convicted, I don't know the process of all this with Daryl Katz, but he'll have to relinquish the team.
I mean, I'm not sure how that stuff works, but you would think.
Well, you think about the, I don't want to be, the Stern situation.
Yes. Yeah.
He had to relinquish the team.
Yep. Yeah.
So That's going to be a headline that's not going away. It's been some dark days in the hockey world. There is a dark cloud surrounding the game of hockey right now.
I feel like more's about to come out too.
I agree.
Get this hunch.
I agree.
Hockey Canada came out. They said bring up anything. Yeah. You know, like let us like bring up everything. So I think there's undoubtedly gonna be more stuff.
And
like,
what are we 3 weeks away from the World Junior Championships?
Yeah, that's right.
Might be canceled.
Yeah. Well, I mean, dude, if Russia did this, they'd be getting kicked directly out, you know?
Oh, 100%.
So it's like, I don't know.
Anyway, it's been some dark days in the hockey world. Nate, we're about to move into the playbook.
Yep.
And we're talking the halftime show playbook. And I'm going to start things off. So Nate and I went 2 different directions. Nate's staying in the sports world. I'm staying in just in general society.
Yes.
We all know how this works. We give a situation, and then we got to give out how we would go about overcoming this situation or what our play would be. Nate, you roll into a bar Absolutely buckled. 9 out of 10. You may not be able to handle another drink. Like, you are really roughed up. You're planning on staying at this bar not long because you need to get out of there. But while you roll in, you see the girl you've been texting with, the girl you really like.
Yeah.
She's at the bar. What's your play?
What's her, I'm 9 out of 10. What is she?
She's just, having a couple casuals, probably reaching to a buzz state.
Oh, boy. This is a tough situation because you can't.
You're googly-eyed, man.
Yeah, that's going to be tough because, well, it's like
But you can't ghost her. You got to acknowledge her. Yeah.
Exactly. So you're kind of in a position where it's like, I'd probably just go over there and just try to say something funny, and then, I mean, it's not going to end good.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
I'm just going to try and be hilarious and try not to be too ridiculous and see what happens.
I think my play is a couple quick waters.
Okay.
15-minute sit down with whoever you're there with.
Yeah.
And then you go over and say something.
Yep.
Give yourself a window to calm down.
Yeah.
Sober up.
I wouldn't think it through that much when I was in the situation.
Exactly.
I would just go.
Yeah.
And I'd be like,
yeah.
That. Yeah.
Tough situation.
It is for sure. That's a good question, though. Okay, so, Greg, you're an absolute stud prospect in the NHL.
Okay.
You're like Wayne Gretzky Jr. You've been hyped up since you were like 14.
Yep.
You've got the ego, though, of like Eric Lindros when he gets drafted.
Okay, yeah.
You get drafted by the Coyotes, and you realize you have to play your first 3 years at ASU. What's your move?
I'm going, man. I'm working my tail off. I'm going to play there. Yep. It's only half the games at ASU. Plus, I mean, I hate to think of this, but the women in Arizona and the females that are going to be at that game, I mean, you're going to be able to put on a fairly big clinic.
That's fair.
In that scene. Yeah, man. I mean, I just think that the professional athlete, opportunity, obviously you've got a huge ego, and I don't think I would request a trade, man. I'd go there and play, man. And
you're going to play a little bit at the start, right?
Exactly.
Eric Lindros wouldn't put the jersey on.
Yeah, that's
ridiculous.
That's unbelievable. But yeah, man, that's a tough one. It's a tough scene for Arizona right now. But I think that if I'm a top prospect going to Arizona, I think you gotta, I think I'd like Arizona. Play a lot of golf.
Yeah, it's a sick state.
Yeah.
So.
All right, Nate. You're in the Dominican Republic. You're on a bachelor party. You and the boys, you're getting in one. You go off resort. You get off the resort. You get drunk, tanked, arrested.
Worst fear.
What's your play?
Oh, man, I honestly have no clue, dude. I would just be, first off, having a 15-minute crippling anxiety attack.
Oh, man.
Something about foreign prisons, man. Like, I just think of the Brittany Griner? Like in Russia,
exactly, yeah,
like
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like she's just like, and it's just a terrifying fact or like scenario where it's just like, oh man, like how do you even reach out?
Oh man,
like it feels like you can't. Like, and it's oh man, I don't know. I would probably just pull prison break mode.
You know what the play is, Nate?
What?
It's tell the people who are arresting you to drive you to the nearest ATM, and you get them as much money as you can possibly get out for them.
Yeah, that would probably be it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, I'll give you $1,000 cash.
Yeah.
Or just like...
Yeah, you would be able to probably bribe your way out of that. Yeah. No, you're right. That would eventually cross my mind. I think for the first bit, I'd be like, oh, shit. Like,
for sure.
This is gonna be a disaster.
But you got to go with the bribery route. You have to.
Yeah, you would have to. You're right. That's the only way out of there.
Yeah.
Because they're just going to keep you, man.
Oh, man.
They'll keep you. Okay, your second one. Okay, in this situation, you're also a stud prospect.
Okay.
You get drafted first overall, the MLB and the NFL.
Okay.
You're making slightly more money a year to play in the MLB.
Yep.
But you're quarterback or you're like DH, you're stud either way. What's your move?
I'm going the NFL.
NFL.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's you're just the guy. Like being yeah, if you're a quarterback in the NFL, you're just that guy. And I feel as if the MLB stars, like there's not like every single quarterback in the NFL could walk around anywhere and just be like, that's that guy. Like he's the guy. And then in the MLB, I feel as if like you kind of like if you're a stud pitcher on the Oakland Athletics, like you know what I mean? Like you might be recognized, you may not be, but I think that it's just the NFL is just that much bigger in my opinion. And it's just being a quarterback, just having that having that status. Yeah, for me, it's quarterback. And I look around. I mean, Tom Brady was drafted to the MLB. Kyler Murray drafted to the MLB.
Yep.
Patrick Mahomes drafted to the MLB. They all decided to go to be quarterbacks.
For sure.
Yeah. That's a good question, though. There's a lot of guys that would pick baseball.
There is for sure. What was the stat I saw the other day? It's Kyler Murray, like the new deal he just signed.
Yep. 5 years, $233 million. We'll get into it.
So it's $46 million a year. Yeah. But he's making the same as the entire athletics payroll. Crazy. Absolutely insane, especially from a guy that really hasn't, like he's a good fantasy quarterback, but he hasn't shown the fact that he can get it done in the big games. But Nate, you're at a ball game. Yep.
You're in the outfield, you're buzzing along. Homer comes in, you have a one-handed over the seats catch.
Yep.
People are absolutely loving you. It's going to be on TSN. It's going to be on SportsCenter for years to come.
Yeah.
What do you do with the ball? Do you give it to a young fan?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I give it to a kid.
I love it.
Unless
we're
talking like, Barry Bonds, like Pats and Hank Aaron stuff.
It was Aaron Judge's 60th of the year.
I'd probably hold on to that ball.
Okay.
Yeah, I would probably hold on to that ball. Yeah, I think so. It would be, like, in that situation, like, do you remember when Barry Bonds was getting ready to hit, what was it, 747 or whatever?
Yeah.
He was, like, everyone was literally in the outfield, like, for every game, just, like, praying. Like, everyone was like, who's getting that ball? I'd hold on to that ball, I think. I think that would be pretty cool. Unless, I don't know, if I was pretty buzzed up too, I could just chuck it to a kid. I don't really know what I'm going to do.
I think I'd probably give it to a kid, man. Then I'd reach out to Judge or, like, in any interviews that you would get or any publicity you would get from the catch, I would just be like, yeah, listen, like, I obviously wasn't thinking about the value of the ball, but it would be nice if the Yankees did something for me.
Yeah, for sure. So I think that would be the move.
Yep.
But I feel like if I was drinking a little bit too, I'd just be like, out here, kid. Like, whatever. Okay, last one. You get home from a long road trip.
Yep.
It's the first one since marrying your wife just 2 weeks prior. You come home a day early to surprise her. I think you know where this is going. She's in bed with Rodrigo Blankenship. What's your move?
I'm beating the wheels off of him, man.
Whoa!
I'm beating the wheels off Blankenship. And then I'm getting a divorce. That's tough. That is so tough.
2 weeks prior. I mean, if you got married 2 weeks ago and this is going on, it's the move to get divorced for sure.
Yeah, it's I don't know.
What is this? Yeah, like, what am I doing?
Yeah, anyway, it's that's such a tough scene.
Yeah.
Obviously having an affair 2 weeks into the wedding. I mean, it's definitely happened.
Oh my Lord!
We should look that up sometime.
There's got to be some crazy stories. Like even I bet you the night of, man.
Yeah.
Guarantee it's happened somewhere.
Maybe we'll do the top 5 marriage blunders for the halftime show
next week.
The
marriage blunders. Yeah, I'm fully into it.
Gosh, well, that's going to conclude the halftime show of episode 57, season 2 of the Daily Intermission podcast. Nate, we're moving into quarter 3. It's a little bit of NFL talk. NFL training camps are about to open. We're about a month away, man, and it's going to be exciting. But firstly, the Rams get their Super Bowl rings. I don't know when, like, we're at the point of escalation with these rings. There's got to be a line drawn in the sand soon. They're huge,
They're almost unwearable.
Exactly.
It's such, like, outrageous flex at this point.
I know, man.
Like, this thing is probably, 2 inches high?
Oh man,
would you think?
Yeah, it's like you wear it and then it's like this big, or like it's even bigger. Like it's huge.
Wonder what one of those is worth.
Oh, like I would say 200, 300 grand.
Yeah,
I would think.
Ridiculous.
The diamonds and even the story behind it. I mean, the rarity of them, because I think. Yeah. So Nate, I was reading that there's like tiers. So tier 1 would be players, coaches. Like they get the tier 1 ring, and then there's a tier 2 ring for, say just like management, and tier 3 goes to, and tier 4, like everyone who's associated with the team, you can't give $250,000 rings to.
For sure.
So yeah, there's tiers of rings with those tier 1 Rams rings. But yeah, like there's gonna have to be a line drawn in the sand. I mean, you can't just continue this. Like by like 2050, these things are gonna be a full on it's gonna be iron knuckles.
Yeah.
Which is
it's gonna be. I couldn't believe these ones, man. They're ridiculous.
They're so huge, man.
Ridiculous.
Nate mentioned during the halftime show, Kyler Murray signs a 5-year, $233 million deal in Arizona. It's going to be interesting to see how he plays. He's got some stud receivers. I think DeAndre Hopkins is actually suspended for the first 8 games of the season. But it'll be interesting to see, man. They've got good defense there, and I mean, I just don't know. I don't know. That division's going to be, solid again. I don't think Seattle's going to be very good, but I know the 49ers are going to be good. I know the Rams are going to be good. So we'll see what happens in Arizona, but obviously happy for Kyler securing the bag.
Yeah, that's an absolute secure. I mean, the jury's out on this one. There's a lot of people who are like, oh, awesome, and then I feel like I've seen a lot of comments that are like, what in God's name? Like, as you said before, like he just hasn't got it done, so...
You know what's funny is we look at society, we look at some of the rules that society plays in right now and some of the things you can and cannot say to people. It seems like athletes, especially in the NFL, they don't abide by these rules. You can fat shame athletes, which if you fat shamed someone online, probably going to get in some trouble.
Yeah.
Leonard Fournette showed up to training camp with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. There's a photo of him. The amount of fat shaming that this guy's getting right now is unbelievable, and I've been a part of it. I'm guilty of it. Yeah. I was saying they might be moving him to the O-line. I mean, he's not that big, and his personal trainer said this is so ridiculous. But I mean,
like the comments are ridiculous, or the fact that he's big is ridiculous.
The fact that people are all over him. He's got a month to get ready to rock. He's a power back. Like he's like this guy's going to be weighing in at 240 pounds regardless. Like he might be like if he, a 260. Instead of being 240, if you got to shed 15, 20 pounds before, like it's not like it's crazy.
No, they're gonna get it down pretty quick.
100%.
It's not gonna, but this happens every year with anybody in any league. One guy, that's all it takes to show up.
Remember Zion?
Yeah,
James Harden.
Yeah. James Harden was, I'm pretty sure, a fat suit as we spoke of, but I mean, Ovechkin comes into camp.
Yep.
I had a guy tell me that he went to camp with him.
Yep.
He just went to the. Like walk on
Capitals camp, yeah,
Capitals camp. But he said he rolled in at 240. I mean, that guy doesn't train during the summers, man.
Yeah,
he just gets absolutely buckled.
Yeah.
So, what a squad they used to have that just didn't train. Alex Semin wasn't back in the day. It must have been an absolute nightmare for management.
Mike Green.
Yeah, he might have put in some work. Mike Green was a wagon.
He was such a wagon, but I mean, in terms of like, he didn't play the game where he was bumping and grinding, skating his wheels off all the time.
Certainly did not.
He was a poised guy,
fairly soft.
Yeah,
really. Like he didn't hit.
No,
yeah, he hit a couple of times, maybe 2 in his career.
Yeah. I thought it was milk moving back into the Madden rankings. Tom Brady's the highest ranked quarterback in the league. Kind of milky. You look at the Josh Allens, the Patrick Mahomes of the world. It's like, I know Brady's 45 years old and you're going to give him a 98 rating. It's like, I get it, he's the GOAT, but like, I think like me squeaking him in at like 5th, 6th at 94.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I was kind of putting him at, like 94 to like a 92 range.
Yeah.
Still really good.
Oh.
But like.
Not in his prime.
No. But like, it'd be interesting to see what the rankings were when he was in his prime. It had to undoubtedly be 99.
Oh, for sure.
That's ridiculous, man.
I know.
See, that's weird when you play NHL. There's no 99s.
Yeah.
Everyone gets to like 95. I think McDavid's like 95, and that's the highest. Like Crosby was 95.
Yeah.
Gets 99.
No,
there's like 100 in Madden.
Oh, yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, you can bump your guys up. Nate, I did want to mention that the Bengals released a helmet. It's like a white tiger helmet.
Yeah.
Nasty.
Yeah.
Nasty. The Browns signed Josh Rosen. So it seems like all indicators are that Deshaun Watson is going to be missing a lot of time because you don't sign a third quarterback and have 4 on the roster if you don't think that Deshaun Watson is going to miss some time. So it's going to be interesting to see how much time he misses.
I would say the whole year.
I would think so.
But, it should be good, man. I don't know.
Quarter 4. A little bit of NBA talk, Nate, before we get into the fire wagon.
Yeah.
The Suns extend coach Monty Williams to long-term. He still had 2 more years on his deal. This was well-deserved, man. The Suns have had such a great couple seasons, man.
Great. Especially getting that offer sheet, getting DeAndre Ayton back.
Exactly. Yeah.
Welcome back, Monty.
So Monty Williams is going to be back. Charles Barkley is in talks with the Live Tour. They're upwards of $90 million. They're going to pay him to come commentate with Nick Faldo. We'll see what happens there. That'd be a huge loss for TNT because the relationship between Shaq and Charles is...
There's a clip a week of those guys.
100%.
Something ridiculous going on.
Grant Williams, Nate, kind of a role player on the Celtics. He had a couple of good games in the playoffs. Said that the Celtics weren't the Golden State Warriors weren't the better team during the finals. Comments like these are very clownish. Clearly, they were the better team because they won.
Yes, they did.
So Grant Williams, you're my dog water of the week for saying that. And you were my dog water too because you got absolutely body bagged at the ESPYs by Steph Curry. KD joins TikTok.
Yes, should be good.
Should be interested to see what this guy does on TikTok. Kevin Durant, obviously, and it's going to be tough because it's tough to run a burner account on an app like TikTok.
Certainly is.
Yeah.
Unless you're doing those like weird little editing things that like some kids do.
Yeah.
You ain't getting away with it. No one's gonna listen to it, but
For sure.
we might want to hop all over KD.
Yeah, pretty
Get him
quick.
in the mix, maybe chirp him.
Yeah, I think that's in the game. That's in the cards. And Russell Westbrook traders are heating up. Apparently, they're dead between them and the Pacers, but I do believe that he might be finding a new home here in the next few weeks, so we'll continue to monitor that.
Yes, we will.
Yeah, yes, we will indeed.
See if he's going to the Wiz.
Fire wagon of the week. I'm going Aaron Judge.
Okay.
I'm going Aaron Judge because this guy is such a monster. I know the Yankees are skidding, but he continues to hit very well. And my runner-up is Seth Brown, friend of the show. Seth Brown has also been heating up. He's got, I think, 3 home runs in his last 4 games, 6 hits.
Yep.
Seth Brown, his brother, plays at our local golf course. So Seth and Aaron, and my dog water, Nate, is, as I mentioned.
Yes.
Who did I mention?
Grant Williams, yeah. Okay, well, I guess I'm going into both here.
Yep.
Which is unfortunate because I do not have a dog water off the top of my head, but I will figure it out as we go.
Yeah.
Fire wagon, Calgary Flames.
Yeah.
Back in a corner, and you're somehow able to pull Jonathan Huberdeau and Mackenzie Weegar. Brad Treliving.
Well done.
To you and the whole Boston Pizza crew, congratulations. That's a great trade.
Wrong one.
Wrong one. Thank you. Yeah. But that'll work. And dog water of the week. Dog water of the week. Who's been absolutely? What is going on down here? just fiddling. Dog water of the week. You know what? Give me the Yankees here.
Yep.
Trending down a little bit, I guess.
Lost 8 of 10.
Yeah, we'll go with them. I didn't have anything on the go
on
here.
tap.
Nothing. Yeah. Usually I walk in here and something's pissing me off enough for the dog water, but nothing today.
It's been a fairly slow day in week in sports.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing going on.
Yeah, there's no games to break down, but I think we did a phenomenal job of breaking down what was going on. So listen, folks, that's the conclusion of episode 57, season 2. Make sure you're following us on all the socials. Make sure you give this a 5-star rating, give it a comment, share it with a friend. Make sure you're following on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Catch you guys on Friday.
We will see you Friday, you absolute warriors.
Have a great week.